Gonna start this video off by telling you guys straight up, the only way to use the sleeve hoop in the way that you guys want to use it is to rip the seam open, and you guys need to be able to sew the seam back closed clearly. I've been telling you guys ever since I've been doing videos with the SE600, don't just use it for its embroidery capabilities. Also put on that sewing attachment and sew a little bit. And this is why I've been telling you guys, one of those reasons why I've been telling you guys this. So you guys saw when I unboxed this, this is the 4.25 by 16.2 Mighty Hoop. Use my Hoopmaster Mighty Hoop affiliate link down below if you're interested in buying this. I also have right here the 4.25 by 13-inch Mighty Hoop, which is the one I'm using to do these. I got two of those. And I also have two of these, which is the 3-inch by 9-inch right here. And what I like about these right here is the fact that Hoopmaster now makes this right here. So they do have an attachment for the Mighty Hoop, which I have down here. Let me get it real fast. And this is the 4.25 by 13. You can put this on the Hoopmaster station, and you can put your bottom part right here, right? Put your stabilizer on, and then lock in your 4.25 by 13-inch right here with the stabilizer on it. But when you're doing a sleeve, like the way I'm doing a sleeve, I'm going to manually place it in. So what you need when you're manually placing it in is you need this to hold your stabilizer in place. When you're placing your stabilizer inside of a sleeve, inside of a jacket or something, you need something like this. Now a jacket with a wide sleeve that the machine can articulate in, you don't necessarily need to open up the seam. But you might need to open up the seam if the jacket is going to bunch up. Meaning, like when the arm in the machine is articulating, it might pull the fabric and bunch it up. But there's no other better way to show you guys than to show you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my seam ripper right here and go ahead and grab my small scissors and X-Acto knife, and I'm going to start opening up these sleeves because I have to finish up this for a client that's picking it up tomorrow, and I got to sew it back shut. So let me go ahead and start ripping up the seams of both of these. I'm going to turn it inside out and start opening up the seams of the sleeve. You're going to take a seam ripper and you're going to find a loop, find your first loop of thread, and you're just going to rip it and rip the first couple ones. Now when you get to this point in your garment decorating journey where you can rip apart seams and put them back together, you really get to charge people a little extra than what they would normally pay to get stuff done, because now you're using some skills that the ordinary garment decorator or the ordinary person that's making t-shirts does not have, right? Not everybody can sew, so if you can do something that the next person can't do, you can charge a price that the next person can't charge, all right? So remember that, guys. So I'm just gonna go ahead and rip this open right here. Just make sure you're ripping just the thread, which I am doing, and not the actual garment itself. All right, separate that right there. And once you got the first little hole, then you're pretty much good to go. I use my scissors and I trim the extra thread off as I go along so it can be out of my way. All right, guys, now that we have both of our sleeves opened up, right? We opened up the sleeve. So you guys can see, let me just remove the excess fabric here. Let me just move that aside. See? We have our hoodie turned inside out, sleeve open, inside out, this sleeve open. We're gonna turn our hoodie back right side in, all right? And get it prepared to hoop it up. Like I said, this is the only way you're going to embroider on the whole entire sleeve using the sleeve hoop. And guys, trust me, it's not that difficult to teach yourself how to sew. I've been doing it for years now. A straight stitch is really, really easy. All right, so here we got the design that we embroidered on the front. right? And we're gonna put HBCU down here along with no, we're gonna put the year down here, 1854, and first HBCU on the other side. So now the problem that we're running into right now is we need to hoop our stabilizer. This is where this piece comes in handy, and Hoopmaster thought about this. This is a very, very useful tool to add on. If you are hooping stuff on the fly, I'm going to take my stabilizer and I'm going to split it in half right here. And this little jig right here is going to keep my stabilizer down. You fit it onto around the mighty hoop right here. Let me show you guys. I want you guys to kind of have a full understanding of what's going on. All right, so I got this piece right here. If this piece fits onto here, and it's going to hold the stabilizer in place so that when I put it in the sleeve, it stays in place. All right, so you put that in there. You click it down on one side, click it down on the other side, and now as I move it around, the stabilizer stays in place. Get it? Now I'm going to take this, my jacket, and I'm going to put this inside of the hoop, right? I'm gonna put it this way, and I'm gonna put it inside the sleeve, and I don't have to worry about the stabilizer moving around. See what I'm saying? I got my seam right here, and I'm putting it inside the sleeve. All right. I know exactly where I want it to go. All right. Now I can line this line up and manually place it. All right, so I know exactly where I want to put it. I want the middle of this part right here, of my hoop right here, and the bottom part right on this line right here. I want everything nice and flat. And I want to put it in my machine. This is the U. I want it to go in this way with the sleeve facing the back of my machine, so I'm going to hoop it like this. And that's it, nice and straight. The arm of the machine has an open space to articulate and move. Got nothing to worry about. Just and I can remove this if I want to, and the stabilizer is in place. Check that. Check that out. Need that. Get it? Let's hoop it up in the machine. On the screen on my machine, first of all, because I have my design, because I have my sleeve with the sleeve part, with the cuff part going inside the machine, I'm going to flip my design around, and how I do that is I'll just unlock this mode right here. I'll go in design set right here. Wait, let me go back. Right here. And this is regular ways, and this I flipped it 180. Alright, so that's all. I'm not going to adjust it, but I flipped it 180. I just showed you guys where it's at. Enter embroidery status, and now we're ready to hoop up our stuff. Let me put it in the machine. Let me show you guys how I set this up. As I'm putting in the machine, I'm going to sit my chair here, and the stool is going to take the weight of the garment. I'm going to put this sleeve under here, in here, and hoop it up. Don't forget, guys, the bottom part is open, but just because it's open doesn't mean I'm not going to fish my hand underneath and make sure everything is clear, because once again, I don't want to embroider shut. Alright, so I feel my hole that I sewed open right here. I got this sleeve right here, has clearance. I'm going to move it off a little bit in the inside part, sit it off so it doesn't embroider on it, and I am ready to embroider this. I'm just going to hit a trace so you guys can see. Alright, boom. This part is going to be embroidered right here. Alright, there you go. Nothing's moving. I'm just going to hit start. And then this is going to be off embroidered. I'm making sure I'm putting on the right sleeve though. Yeah, I am. So just hit start and let this embroider out. That's it. I had to switch the lens a little bit so you guys can see the camera angle. I do have it on 800 stitches per minute, but currently it's going 440, now 540, 510. It fluctuates depending on what and where the machine is at and what it's doing, but you guys can see the MC51 stitching out some nice tight stitches. The 4 is done. Now it's going to go up to the 5, and then after it's done all the numbers, it's going to do the outline. And once again, I have the weight of my sweater on the stool so that the weight is not pulling down the arms of the machine. Alright, so that's the trick. Other than that, I'm going to show a video on how to use a sash frame properly coming up soon. How to use a sash frame properly so you don't have to use the 13 by 16 inch mighty hoop. Because with the 13 by 16 inch mighty hoop, even though it's really big, you still are limited. You can still do way larger design. All of the embroidered area that the MC1501 has to offer if you use your table along with your sash frame. They're going to embroider some really, really, really good things on the back of the jacket. Coming up, so stay tuned for that. Like, comment, subscribe, guys. And guys, if you're in the market to buy a Ricoma MC1501, use my Ricoma link down in the description below. You're not going to get any attention for it. I just get a small percentage as an influencer on influencing you to purchase your machine, and it keeps me encouraged to keep on making videos like this. Lately, you guys have been hitting me up, telling me, oh my gosh, I'm getting my machine next week. I'm getting my machine tomorrow. My machine arrives tomorrow. Can you do this? Can you do this? And then I ask you, can you do my business? And then you I don't know that I didn't use the link. And I don't know if it's shame on me for not telling you guys to use the link, or if it's shame on you for not using the link when you bought the machine. I don't know what it is, but all I know is I gotta tell you guys to use my link more often so that I can get credit for these sales that I'm influencing you to purchase these machines, because I'm not getting credit for it, and it's unfortunate. Here's what it is, guys. But, you know, don't expect any extra special help if you're not using the link. And I was giving away free consultations. It really didn't. It really had no effect. So as of today, I'm going to cancel that. No free consultation if you use my link, because it didn't help. It actually got worse when I started offering the consultation. So I don't know. It's the strangest thing, you know. The more I try to do to help yourselves as well as myself, it just doesn't work. So I'm going to figure something else out. Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. But, yep. One more thing, and then it's going to start doing the outline. It's going to do one right here. The other sleeve, and then we're going to sew it shut. Alright, so I'm going to let that do what it do. I'm going to let this part right here finish, and I'll be right back as it is doing the outline of this design. Alright, you see the mighty hoop right here. You see the Ricoma MC1501 finishing up that outline around that one, and then this part is all done, and we're going to repeat that process, hoop the other sleeve, and embroider it out, and then we will sew it back shut. Easy peasy. Look at that. This bad boy out. Look at that. Stop playing with me. Alright, here we go. We got the next one flipped and dipped. This one is slightly bigger than the other one. Whoa. I see that sleeve just peeking in there a little bit. Clean that out the way. Make sure the bottom part is nice and clear. So yeah, we're good to go. Whew. That's why you gotta watch this stuff a little bit and make sure stuff like that does not happen, guys. Alright? Yep, looking good so far. Excellent. Alright, I'm gonna let this one finish up. Be right back. Now we're just going to cut off our stabilizer. Be very, very careful you don't cut your garment, guys. You can cut your garment. You don't want to cut your garment, so be very careful. Alright, I have cut a garment before, and it's not a good feeling, especially if it's something that took a long time to embroider. You don't want to cut it. Now I'm going to turn it inside out again, and I'm going to pin the sleeves shut, and then we're going to sew them back shut on our sewing machine. We're going to use a Brother SE600 sewing and embroidery machine. in sewing mode. So I'm just turning them back inside. I'll clean, trim, make the trims after I'm done sewing. And instead of pins, I'm probably going to use clips because I have clips. So the good thing about this is we already have the seams. So we're just going to put the seams together and go ahead and put the same exact stitch that we had that was keeping it shut, put the same exact stitch down. All right. I might have taken my clips home, so I'm just going to use pins because I can't find my clips. So I'm just pinning the, I'm going to sew it this way, so I'm just going to pin them like this. And as I sew, I'm taking the pins out. Alright, so the pins are just to keep it in place. Alright, so I'm going to go all down my sleeve and pin it together so stuff matches up perfectly. Take your time and do this part right here because when you're sewing, the preparation is everything. Alright, the neater you do things when you're preparing to sew, the better results you're going to get. So take your time and do this nice and easy. There's no rush when you're doing this part, all right? Because you want your seam to come out looking good. All right, so that's sufficient right there. I might go ahead and put another one in right here, or even another one in right here, you know, just to keep everything nice and secure. Because I'm going to do the other side, so I'm going to go a little OD on here just to keep everything together. Because like I said, I'd rather it be OD and get it done perfectly than to mess up, alright? So yeah, here we go. Boom, boom. Alright, so we got that pretty much pinned shut. And we're just going to go right down this line with a stitch. That's going to close that up. Now let's do the same thing for the other side, and then we will sew this thing shut, boys and girls. All right. So I went ahead and I checked, I changed my foot out, and I checked the stitch, and this is exactly the stitch that I want on my brother SE600. So I'm just going to go to town with this and start sealing this shut. And this is going to give us back the stitch that we had initially. All right, so I'm just going to start up here, and this foot right here enables you to not go past a certain point. All right, so that point is about right here. There's like a stay or whatever, and with the brother SE600, as I'm sewing, I'm just taking out the needles and I'm just going to keep on going. All right, so with the brother SE600, everything is like operated. Like you can use a pedal foot, but I find it easier to just do it by hand. All right, watch this. All right, and now I'm just guiding. I'm not pulling on my fabric at all. I can go fast if I want to, but I'm going to keep it nice and slow and take my time. All right, and I'm just guiding the fabric. That's all I'm doing, guiding the fabric. Take out the next pin, guide the fabric. I can stop if I want to, get the fabric underneath the foot, and keep it going. And again, I'm not forcing anything, I'm not pulling anything, I'm just guiding the fabric. And the machine is pulling the fabric itself. All right, nice and easy. That easy, guys. Take out the next pin, keep that moving. I'm just directing the fabric. I'm not pulling it, I'm not pushing it. I'm just holding it straight and letting it do its thing. Just like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this to both sides. and then our seam will be sewn back shut, and we'll have a nice embroidery, something that client can be proud of, something that we can be proud of, something that we can know that we can add to our arsenal of things to do so we can charge clients more money. But keep in mind when you're doing something like this that this does take quite a long time to get the stitches out. So I caution you, charge accordingly, and I'm going to go all the way down to right at the bottom right there because I want to make sure everything is shut. Alright, and there we go. And now I'm going to hit the cut button, and we're good to go. Look at that, look at that, right there. Sewed that sleeve right shut like nothing ever happened. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Next sleeve. All right, same thing. I'm gonna come from the top. Right there, we're gonna come from the top right on the stitching that's already there. So I'm not coming from the, like, where it starts. I'm coming over top of the existing stitching. Put my foot down, take the first pin out, and start this thing up. Same thing. Easy peasy. Play with your brother SE600. Told you do it before. Y'all ain't want to listen to me. Y'all be doing this along with me if y'all would listen to me. Listen, everything I tell you on this channel is to your benefit. And I told y'all to do this years ago when I was making videos on the brother SE600. I told you guys, don't forget this thing sews. We are garment creators. And in order to unleash your garment creating 100% potential, you have to be able to sew, all right, for stuff like this. Now you guys got your embroidery machine. An embroidery machine is pretty much a sewing machine that sews designs onto your clothes. But in order for you to unleash the full capability, you might have to take something apart every now and then, all right? So you need to, you know, have sewing in your arsenal, all right? So that you can do stuff like this. Especially, you need to know how to do this. You need to get this down packed, especially for, you know what you guys all want to do, varsity jackets. And the only real way to do a varsity jacket, sleeves all up and down the side, is to know how to sew, all right? It's the only real way. Now it's going real slow, so I'm gonna increase it just a little bit so we can get through this. When you increase it, you are taking the risk that something can go wrong, but I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna put my fabric back under the foot because I see my fabric raising up over the foot. Put the foot back down, and that's what happens. And we're pretty much at the end. All right, done playing around with this thing. All right, a little bit past. All right, and then I'll stop. Cut button, and then we are cooking on gas. That's it, guys. That's it. Look at that. We are shut. We are shut, guys. We are sewn shut. All right, turn that puppy right side back in. Man, let me tell y'all something, man. We good to go. Let me show y'all something. All right, y'all, check it. We're right side back in. Bottom seam. Good to go. Look at that. Good to go. Look at that bottom seam right there. Good to go. These are embroidery. Other side. Stop playing with them like nothing ever happened. Good to go, guys. Embroidery right here. And let me trim off the loose threads. And that is all she wrote with this project, guys. Right there. That's the only way you can use your sleeve hoop effectively is if you open up the seams. All right. All right. There you have it. The Brother SE600. Still going, guys. Still going. Just going to trim off some loose threads right here from our embroidery. And this thing is ready to go back to the client. Everything's looking real good, real pristine. I got to make myself one of these things right here. Not this one, but look, Man, let me tell y'all something right here. How much you charging? How much you charging? How much you charging? In the comments down below, how much are you charging for this? You saw the amount of labor involved, and like I said, it does take quite a bit of time to take those seams out nice and neatly, and it does take some time to sew it back together. So you should definitely charge for your time as well as for how much stitching this is. It's not a lot of stitching. The front took the most, but definitely charge for unsewing and sewing the seams, because that is a skill that everybody can't do. All right, and you can charge for the skills that everybody can't do, because it's something that you can do that makes you unique and makes your business stand out from others. All right, so let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think about this here project that I showed you guys the proper way to use the 4.25 by 13-inch mighty hoop.
Turn up that, crank it up. Why listen to the rest when you're rocking with the best, baby?